You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live and we're at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca. And I'm afraid to ask Tamara, how's your day going?
Like, saw how fast you see how late I was, but no, but I worked, which was fine. But trying to get this kid the school and this printer, and I've been fighting with this printer for a week because it was flashing saying you needed ink. Well, I just put new ink in it, but then it was Adobe, and so I put it together today. Went and got some ink, wrong ink, but hey, it ran off my business cards on paper. Anyway,
so you need, obviously you get some better.
Here's the thing. I had it's Insta Ink. So the HP, if you sign up, you have to sign up for their Insta Ink, and they send it to you. So the cartridges I bought wouldn't work because they're not Insta Ink that I bought from them. I bought them from Staples.
Oh.
So I just signed up for the stupid Insta Ink. Now the printer's working just fine, except that his schoolwork won't come off because it's saying that it's printing, but it's not because it's on a secured. I don't even want
to. So how things been going otherwise?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything's fine. I mean, to be fair, yesterday was a good day because I was gifted a moose hide. The moose hide for the moose hide campaign. So I don't know if people are aware about the moose hide campaign. It actually started in 2011. It's a First Nations incentive. Here, I'll read it because I can't remember everything off the top of my head. But it's for First Nations men acknowledging violence against women and children. So it's an initiative to promote that. Now I can't find the card either. Jesus Christ. So my friends actually originally, here it is. Originally, I was gifted this back in 2012 when I went to Ottawa to do the press conference on the protest on Parliament Hill. And we had ran into Elizabeth May. And Elizabeth May actually, because it was right after this had started, right? So I originally received one from Elizabeth May, but it didn't even make it home from Ottawa. It was on my coat and then it was gone. So what this is the Moose Hide campaign is an Indigenous-led grassroots movement of men and boys and all Canadians who are standing up against violence towards women and children. So they send you, like, you can get these for free online from the Moose Hide Society. But I have a friend that was on Facebook that I'd never met before, and she said she was in town and wanted to stop by and give me something, and she gave me this. So
you said you can get one of those. That's the shirt that you're wearing?
No, it's moose. Here, I'll take it off the shirt. It's a piece of moose hide.
Yeah.
It comes on, and you might see these.
Okay, all right.
You might see these on politicians and media and other people wearing them. But it's just a square piece of moose hide. But it's an Indigenous-led grassroots movement.
Yeah.
Wearing this moose hide will signifies your commitment to honor and respect and protect women and children in your life and your work, and to work together to end violence against women and children and all those along the gender continuum. Help spread the Moose Hide campaign by sharing your families, communities, and organizations. So you can order them. They would like a donation, but I ordered 25 of them. They have to order 25 minimally. So I went to the website and I ordered 25 so I can give them away as well.
Oh yeah, okay. So you have to order 25. Okay.
Yeah. So and I will send them some money too when I get because you
Right.
can order 25, and then when you order out more than that, you send them some money. But today wasn't that. Yeah. Anyway, so that started off.
I'd have to walk down the street in town in order to find 25 people. I just don't come across 25 people very often.
Uh,
Like in total. Yeah.
I serve 100 people plus a day, right? So, and I wouldn't
Right.
just
Yeah. Yeah. For
willy
yourself.
nilly,
Sure.
right? So again, so Susan is their name, and she's a traveling nurse, and she actually lives in Fernie. So she came and she stopped in, and she gave this. She also wants to help with the substitution program.
Nice.
She had reached out to me before and said that she'd like to volunteer, but she lives in Fernie, right? But because she's a traveling nurse, sometimes she's in Cranbrook. So I told her we go out Saturdays once it starts warming up, and if she wants to come and help, she's more than welcome.
Nice. Good.
So that
Good.
started the
Good.
connection. So that's the start of the day. And
Yeah.
then I had a lady come
Excellent.
into the store and said, I had to come meet you. These people shit talking you on Facebook. I had to come meet you. I said, oh, okay, thanks. And then she's reading the cup. I said, oh, that's me. That's my substitution program because I have a cup that sits with, She goes, yeah, I know. And she had just threw a whole handful of change in the cup. Well, it was $30 worth of change in that cup.
Oh.
As the day progressed, one of my Kino zombies won money. I got a $25 tip. That went in the cup.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
yesterday was a good day for the substitution program because we raised about $80.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that yesterday was a good day for the substitution program, so we raised money. And then, and so other than that, things have been going pretty good. I have given away
Good. It'd be nice to see that continue, but
it definitely is.
obviously, your lottery winners don't happen every week, so
No. And the thing of it is, though, too, like I said, we're running pretty skinned, but I'm still able to help people. I still have a few syringes of RSO, so I can make another batch of candy. I have enough left for one more batch of candy. I have enough cannabis to get me through for another week, probably week and a half, 2, depending on what the week looks like. Because I've already down what day is it today? Wednesday. I've already given out 8 bags this week already, from just random, and then like I said, it just never ends. I can be giving out 5 bags a day at work without a problem, and I do. I take 5 bags, and I'm like I said, I haven't come home with any.
I think you mentioned last week that you were taking 5 into work, and so.
And then one of them came to the house and picked hers up because she comes in from out of town. That's my safe supply girl. And she usually that's why I'm down on RSO too, because I usually give her a full syringe with just the RSO because it helps her maintain.
Right.
Under her tongue seems to be helpful for her with some CBD caps and stuff too. So I'm running out of CBD caps. I'm running low, but again, I'll just start hustling again and see what I can come up with. But we'll just keep going like we're going.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right?
And it's starting to warm up, and I know that summer's going to be.
Oh, is it? we got those feel like -30 mornings right now. So.
Oh, it's still like that, but I mean, we're talking like next week. It's supposed to be +5. Right now,
yeah, actually, we do have some +1, +2s coming.
Right. Yeah. So again, right now, it's sitting at -17, and the low barrier location is actually, or the warming station location actually, is at the end of my block.
Oh, is it?
So that's where I was able to kind of wander through there on Tuesday and kind of hand out a few bags there too, because if they're outside and I'm just walking by with a few brown bags and I happen to see people, oh, well, isn't it nice to see you?
Yeah, that's right. It is. Nice running into you. Here's a gift.
Right. So like I said, it's never ending. It's not just because I'm not going out to the park every Saturday like I was, doesn't mean that the program is not working or continuing. It's going.
People are still reaching out to you
every single day. Every single day. Like I said, if you want to put some context to the size of my town, that hockey game on between the Americans and that Bell Montreal. That place holds the whole population of my town.
Yeah, I saw your comment. Gee, that's bigger than where I live.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you for sure, you're in a smaller, and I mean, I've lived in.
Oh yeah. Where I am here, I think we're lucky if we're 1,500 people.
Oh, I lived in Coronation, population 700, and I was on the ranch, which was 35 kilometers away. But the population of Coronation was 700 people. So I've
Right.
lived in like hamlets, and I've lived in like cities. I've lived in Calgary. I've lived in.
BFN.
Pardon me.
BFN.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I wish I could, make people realize that this town's not that big. Like, and
No,
bring that
yeah.
into context. It's not that big when you could fit the whole population into the Bell Arena in Montreal.
Yeah, actually, talking about hockey, there's another game tomorrow night.
I
Uh,
know.
yeah, and that's the finals, right? So, Four
Oh yes,
Nation Cup, Canada versus the U.S.
yeah.
I'm not sure where the game's being played, but
I think it's being played in Montreal.
is it?
I think so because they were mentioning today on the radio and on CBC how they hope that the crowd won't boo the U.S. anthem, even though at the beginning of that game they asked them nicely if they could be, not
Yeah,
do it. Still
yeah,
did it.
yeah. They have been asking that at arenas, but it always hasn't been successful. That's for
Oh
sure.
no, and to be fair, I'd be booing. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna lie. I just don't have any, any warm fuzzy feelings I might have had for anybody that. But when they were
right.
coming across, like I read a thing this morning. It was on my cousin's page, where a fellow had gone down for a down to Chicago for a archery competition this last
Yeah.
weekend, and he was ostracized and bullied the whole weekend. Like basically told, "We're gonna annex you. We're coming for
Oh,
you."
really?
The whole tournament, and that's not the first experience that Canadians are now having when they go to the States. And
Mm,
this was on the weekend.
really? Eh?
Yeah, and it was it was on my
It's not.
cousin's page.
Yeah, it's not
I
right.
think I might have reposted it. I'm not sure if I did or not, but I was horrified at the fact that this guy went down for a friendly, competition
Yeah.
for in archery, which he's done for several years. He's a man in his 60s. It's not like they're in high school, young people, and he was
Hmm.
being bullied and ostracized by people of the same age group in the States because he was Canadian.
Wow.
And he identified as Canadian because, of course, he's wearing a Canadian flag on his arm on his
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah. 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 It's not right.
Oh, he
No.
told him straight up. He told the guy, "You're lucky I only got arrows and not a gun." That's what he said to this guy. So this
Wow.
fellow came back to Canada, rattled, shaken, and never wants to go to a competition in the United States again. Do you blame him? So when you're treated like that, when you go there, like I don't see Canadians like, oh, there's an American plate, let's run him off the road. We don't think like that.
No.
Our mentality is, like you said, they've had like we've had 4 mass shootings in the last 20 years, and they've had 800 in a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. No, talking about. There we go. Some things that I picked up on some cannabis stuff in the news, for us to discuss tonight, and one of them was the word cannabis marijuana.
I seen an article or something you might have
Yeah,
posted.
as far as what is how is things as far as what's used the most as far as
Do
those
we
words.
have any
Well,
history
and
on word?
obviously there's other words, like ganja and weed and pot
Right.
and
But isn't the history of the word marijuana actually like a racial slur from against Mexicans? Is what my understanding
uh,
was.
um and there's a lot of people who say that and all that, and that was because of the way that Ann Slinger and all them went at the word marijuana
Right?
during Reefer Madness.
Right.
But it's actually for them, it's not a negative word. It's actually I've talked to two. Well, actually, I didn't. Um, Kelly talked to Julie. Okay, Julie Carello,
Mhm.
and she was all for the word marijuana because that's in their language and their history.
Yes.
Then last week, I was in an interview on another broadcast, and the guest was he was a U.S. Citizen, but he was living in the southern end of Mexico. And within the community, like the tribal community they lives in, he's not in a city or anything, he's in a small little
Yeah. Oh yeah.
place. Okay. In there, he used the word marijuana, and it's
Interesting.
spelled with a G instead of a J or an H. And he said it, and I said, "Whoa, hey, hang on here. Where'd this come from?" And he says, "Yeah, it's spelled with a G," and talked about the historic significance of it and everything like that. So it's on a Time for Hemp interview that was released last week, actually.
That's very interesting.
Right here on the. Actually, it was released last week on Time for Hemp. It'll be released here on our network, here at the Pace Radio Network, probably in about a month's time.
Nice. You have to wonder too, like, you know, when you think about historically and how long cannabis has actually been around, like, you know, like how many centuries, and that, you know, the South American First Nations, Indigenous peoples have used it. It's been found in Asia. It's been found in Afghanistan. It's been found all over the world. They use it in Palestine. I'm finding out too, in Gaza, because I have befriended a journalist in Gaza, and when I was telling her about myself, oh, the ganja, right? And
right.
Muslim, but she's not, doesn't wear a hijab, and they use it for medicinal purposes too, right?
Yeah. Well, it's over there in Ukraine, they have a medical cannabis program.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's legal medicinally there.
On my birthday, I had the pleasure of my friends that we brought help bring some family from the Ukraine over.
Right. Yeah. I think I keep getting a friend request, not a request.
Right. Yeah. So I ended up
people you may know
meeting Helena, but she said we were talking about this, and because of the bombing and so much the trauma, cannabis was the only thing that helped them sleep and keep their minds off of it when they got here to Canada, and they were so grateful for me to be able to hook them, like get them, you know, to where they needed to be and teach them. Well, not so much. I taught them how to infuse coconut oil, and I taught them how to. I went and did
help educate them.
I did a whole afternoon of consultation with a couple of them, and because of that, they were able to then make their own and help their families. And like she said, if it wasn't for that, there would have been no sleeping for the first 6 months that they were all here. So what I did find out though is that some of them have gone back, and one of the ladies that we brought over with her 2 boys to begin with, Helena's niece, her husband is still in the Ukraine. So Larissa had gone back
to the remaining
boys, and she was only there for about 6 months, and they came back to Canada. And she brought her other sister with her, but they were like, she was so miserable here without her husband, and things had kind of calmed down for a bit over there, right? So some of them went back. She went back at that point in time, but then again, it got bad again. So then they're back now. But right.
Yeah. I was surprised when I saw that in the news.
No, they have.
I thought, well, you know, it makes sense, because of PTSD and CPTSD and
and again,
the trauma.
Ukraine's always had a huge hemp industry, right? That was like when they say the breadbasket of Europe. That's they're huge producers of hemp, grain, canola, sunflower oil. But cannabis is something that, and it's legal in Poland. It's actually it's only legal, and it's hard to get a medical license again, because Helena and I were talking about this too. And that's what I said to her, like, can they leave Ukraine? They can take trains to Poland and come back. The men can't, but the women can, right? And it's legal in Poland. And there's no border crossings. There's no border guards. So it's not like they would get caught smuggling weed into Ukraine, right? So she was going to suggest that to some of them to go across the border into Poland and grab some, you know, and that might be helpful for them, because they're not educated on the medicinal of cannabis either because of the war, right?
Right. So as far as the word cannabis, marijuana spelled with an H and stuff, this is a study that I see here in Strachan, and they show back in 2004, the word marijuana was on Google a very heavily searched word, whereas cannabis and marijuana spelled with an H weren't used very much at all. And but now worldwide, since I'm gonna say here probably 2015, somewhere in there, a lot more people are using the word cannabis now.
That's because we've been shoving it down their throats since 2006. Like, seriously, Like when I
Yeah.
first got involved in the cannabis movement, it was like I used marijuana, weed, pot. I didn't care. Like I used to get like, oh, you can't say that word. And I'm like, okay. And then it just became habit to say cannabis because if I was in mixed company with somebody that was a patient, God help you say the word marijuana, they would just be losing their
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Well, as I said a few minutes ago, these Julie and this other fella were all about they were using the word marijuana and using and like this fellow said the G for marijuana.
Right. And again, like I said, I was misinformed too because I
Mhm.
said I thought it was like, not use marijuana because it was a, racial slur against
Well,
the two.
that's because that's the way it was. That's the way it got stigmatized during Reefer Madness, right? And that was the word. And because there's in one of the videos it talks about Mexican workers and singing in a song, and part of the song was using the word marijuana.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you have to remember
and
who
then
you're
they
dealing
started to use
and you have
that
to remember who
against them.
you're dealing with too. You're dealing with,
Yeah.
orange potatoes. Because I don't think, all this derogatory stuff that we're seeing out of the US now, I don't think it's changed. I think it's always been like that. I think they've
Yeah.
always been like that. I think they're always have been like that. And why Canadians are distinctively different.
Yeah, they say as far as Canadians and that, they say here in Canada that ever since 2016, 2018, things started to change, and cannabis um, is the most commonly used phrase instead of marijuana here in
Well, I think
Canada.
that's because we keep like we were
Down in the U.S., according to this chart here, marijuana has been number one all the way along, but presently, right now, they say it's tied.
interesting.
They both, yeah, yeah. So it seems to be a switch, like a slow switch over.
Hmm.
Um, and
Like the
and
whole
and and in Mexico, um, the word marijuana is the number one.
yeah.
Yeah, with an H.
What I wonder
Mm.
I wonder what other terms would be used, like say in Poland, or you know what I mean? Like, are they using marijuana?
Well,
Are they using like, and
yeah.
is it is other countries like where we know it's legal, Germany, for example,
Well,
and Paraguay, and
you bring that up. Mexico, they have a word called mota.
mota. Yeah, I've heard
Mota.
Mel use that word.
Yeah, and like back in like 2011, it was the most searched word on Google. Instead of marijuana, it was mota.
Really interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, I know. I actually, it's funny because I've got my friend Deb lives down there,
Mm-hmm.
and she said that they dial a guy. They just bring it
Yeah,
to the house. It's legal down there too, like that, right? Not as restricted as ours is by any stretch. Like it's not like the same.
yeah. Over in the UK, cannabis number one. It's been like that by the looks of it forever.
Yeah,
That way. Yeah. Spain, ganja, mota as
Mota.
well are used there. And it looks like everything is used now, according to these charts. Everything now is about the same. We're all relatively close. You can
You
see
know,
back. You can see back in like I said, like 2004, how marijuana was the main word with the H. Okay, and now everything is pretty close to the same.
well, I would think
All
that
five words are being used.
I would think at this point
Yeah,
nothing's off the table for being chopped. So anything that is legal at this point in time may not be
yeah.
because they're rolling everything back. And I'm not saying, and I mean, if
Hmm.
you watch the rhetoric, it's meandering right from word for word almost out of the fucking of opposition's mouth. So if this thing's going to be on the chopping block, just like anything else, we have to be aware of that. We have to be bright-eyed and ready, because don't kid yourself. If they're rolling back everything else, this is going to be on the chopping block too. For every state in the states that has the privilege, as well as us federally.
Mhm.
Because if they roll back there, you can guarantee if we don't get the government that we're hoping for, it's going to get rolled back here too. This and all kinds of other things. So we have to be ready. And I'm quite aware of that.
Yeah,
It's
now it's as far as south of the border. The last I understood, he was talking state rights, but we also know that those things can change very quickly. And which
well, here's the thing.
I have a lot of issues with the
Well,
state
he
and
was
I
he's
believe it's
he's wanting to
federal. So.
rewrite their constitution and he's above the law. And you listen to the other mealy mouth thing, and he's wanting to gut our constitution and use notwithstanding clauses to
No,
build
I
private
know,
prisons
I've heard
again.
him say that. Yeah,
In a room full of police officers, he's talking about
yeah.
taking back this law and building prisons and bail not jail, blah. And this was talked about too.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
No, he
Okay.
was going to roll that back. And I don't think he got much
Well,
of a
I've heard him
push
say
for
that he
that.
wasn't going to take away legalization, but I can
He
see
said he wasn't
rollback.
going to vote. He also said he wasn't going to vote in favor of abortion, but he also voted in favor of that
Yeah.
C11 bill. So don't you both sides of their faces, right? I don't trust them, and I believe that this would be one of the things that they'd want to take away too.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about taking things away, before we got 5 minutes before we go to break. I'm seeing over in Portugal, they have orders to removal of CBD cosmetics. Like,
What?
what?
Why? There's not even
Why? I know. Let's see. It says the Portuguese National Authority of Medicines and Health Products has ordered the immediate withdrawal from the market of several cosmetic products containing CBD, arguing that they do not comply with the European legislation by using CBD from extracts, tinctures, and resins.
You know,
Yeah,
the hardest thing
because they say
is
CBD cosmetics are really picking up steam over there. Is what this is telling me.
I just don't I don't even understand that, because I know when I speaking with a mutual
Yeah,
friend of ours, the hardest part of getting any beauty product in on the market here is the beauty product itself. It's not the THC or the CBD. It's the makeup and the marking of where the essential oils come from, and then it's got to be graded and
no.
tested and blah 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 blah. So a beauty product is different than health, and it's just
Y-
in Canada it's ridiculous regulations. So.
They say they don't meet the legal requirements for their marketing, and insist that they contain ingredients that are considered narcotic products and therefore
Well, because
prohibited.
in Europe, not everywhere in Europe is legal. And
Yeah,
even though CBD doesn't have a high, it's still under the Controlled Drugs and Substance Act because it's part of the marijuana plant, right?
yeah,
So when
yeah,
you look at the overall, like, look at France and Italy, and UK is not legal either. Like Britain's
yeah.
not. Neither is Ireland or Scotland. None of those Commonwealth are. France is not. Italy's not. Poland is.
Mhm.
Um, Hungary's not. Turkey's not. The Riviera, Greece isn't. Like, there's so many that aren't. So the EU itself overall is not cannabis friendly.
Oh no, they're not. They're not. I know.
Germany,
I got
Germany
into
might start
discussion.
like
I got into
Germany might
discussion
start,
with a guy.
and look at Amsterdam, look at Holland, like look at the rollback in Amsterdam, where if you're a tourist you can't attend and use the markets, right? Like,
I was talking with the guy on Blue Sky, and he mentioned about I posted a story about IBS and cannabis, and the guy said that, and it was from the UK, and he said that it was legal there, and I said, well, yeah, but it's a system that is hard to get into. We've talked before about how kids there dealing with epilepsy. 5 kids have got access out of hundreds and hundreds of kids that need access. That parents are accessing it illegally in order to in order to help their children. So
look at how many parents in the States up and picked up
yeah,
their whole fucking life and moved.
move. move,
Just said,
move
fuck
to a
this.
state
I'm
where
not staying here. I'm going to Denver. You guys can fucking rot. Even our friend from New Orleans, Gerald, Kismatic, when his wife had cancer and stuff, and they needed cannabis, they left New Orleans and they moved to Denver.
they did, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, and they've moved back to. He's back to New Orleans now. We've talked to him. He's been on the show a couple times too. But they can only has tinctures. There's no smokable cannabis or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like it's just you just never know, right? Like, and the way that they word these, legislations and stuff too, like you can interpret it in 60 different ways.
Sure. Yep. All right. Bottom of the hour. Time for us to take a break.
Okay.
All right. When we get back, we got some more things that we're going to discuss, cannabis related, actually, and to give you a bit of a hint, it's about cannabis legalization. More countries talking about it.
Good deal. You bet.
Yeah, exactly. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net, and I need to move that out of the way so I can hit this button.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats, and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford, Ontario.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partners 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, we're back. We're live. What do you got going on there? Are you rolling another doobie?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I had this kind friend that sent me this really spectacular stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think you might know what it's called. And
Would it be something like Cherry Dragon or something?
I think that might be it. But wow,
Nice.
it's beautiful. Like
Is
it's
it?
beautiful. It's got some nice flavor, nice terpenes. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Nice. Good
Grown
stuff.
by a master, that's for sure.
Well,
That's for sure.
I'm sure he thanks you.
I'm sure he knows how grateful I am.
Yeah.
I didn't even, like I said, when I would tucked it all away, right? And then I went, oh, okay, because I just assumed it was the same as before because I
Right.
didn't
Yeah.
when
No.
so I just didn't even bother opening it. I just put it in the box with all the rest of the stuff. And then I got that note and it's like, oh, I don't think I moved. I don't think I've probably seen me move that fast.
Yeah. It's yeah. You know, throw it in the box, and I
Oh yeah,
figured
because
I'd wait until I knew it arrived, and then I'd say something.
yeah. But like I said, I anything I get donated to for the program, I put in. I have a special spot for it so that my son can't. You know what I mean? Like not that anybody
Yeah.
can, but just so it's out of the
Safe
way.
spot.
Like it's tucked away. Right, and I've got a special spot for everything. So then my brain, honestly, so my brain knows where everything is too.
Yeah.
Right, because I can be, and I'll do this. I'll put something down and anyway.
Yeah. You know what? It's nice being able to help when you can. I know there's lots of years where I didn't have an opportunity to help anybody, just barely being able to growing up for myself or
Right.
the other person who I was growing with at the time. You know?
Right. And I've been there too, where
Yeah.
I had abundance and I was able to, and I did a lot.
Yeah. So now I
And
have an opportunity to help people. So
right.
today
And
I
now,
did this earlier today. I
good for you.
went.
And
I
doesn't
went
it
in.
feel good? It
Yeah,
feels
I went
good.
into town and met with a patient and gave them a nice gift in order to help them with their chemo.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my birthday party was a complete flop. So I am, adding that candy that I bought into. So I had one of the show up last night at the store
Yeah.
and I helped. There's two of them, right? So it's like double stuff. And she's looking at it like there's 2 bags of chips and there's fun dips and Popeye cigarettes. And she's looking, is this stuff all medicated? I said, no. I said, the stuff that's medicated is written on the bag because she was thinking, great, what? All of a sudden you got medicated chips? And like, what the hell is this stuff, right? I
Well, they
said, no.
do.
Well, they do, but I don't have any, right? But again, and I can't make that kind of stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, but she was just like totally shocked because it was like instead of a little brown bag, is one of the big green like bags we have at work, and it was stuffed full of stuff. She's like, "Holy cow!" Like, enjoy, have a good day.
Uh,
But her,
um.
she's stressing out because her 17-year-old is going to rehab again. This is the second stint,
Oh.
and he was in and he got out and ran into the same fucking crowd, and you know what happens, right? But
Yeah.
he's only 17, and so and the first treatment center she sent him to was out in Surrey. She said that she wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It was so loosey goosey and it's funny because when she said that, we had a fellow go to the same treatment center from here,
Mm-hmm.
and they found him dead in Surrey.
Oh. So talking about cannabis and around the world, we mentioned before the break, we're talking about the word cannabis and marijuana and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to Canada and shipping out cannabis as an export, number one country is Australia.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah,
And then probably
3,500
Israel.
kilos. Now they also send it to other places. Let's see, they're at 3,500. The next closest is
Germany.
Czechia.
Chechnya.
Yeah.
Chechnya, yep.
Well, sorry, it's actually Germany. Germany
Yeah.
is second at 1,546, and Chechnya is at 1,151.
And that's what they're able to. Are there limits of what they're allowed to export? Is there any limitations, regulations? Is it just like because they are a licensed producer?
Obviously, they'd have to have their exporting license and all that. They'd have to be meeting I think it's what GMA or GMAP or something, and that's manufacturing practices.
Right.
That they have to meet. Let's see, Israel, Portugal, the Netherlands, and the lowest number. Oh no, it's not the lowest number. The UK at 146 kilograms. The lowest number is actually New Zealand, 74 kilograms. So 150 pounds, right?
They're pretty small down there.
Yeah.
And they probably produce their own too, right?
Probably. I haven't got a
Didn't see
clue.
any stats for the United States, did you? Because you don't see us sending any to the United States.
Well, they don't. Yeah, they don't have that actually. Here, I'll see if I can.
You know, it's going to be like different too. Like, you know how we have excise taxes on tobacco, cannabis, and liquor for province to province, right?
Yeah, here you go.
Provinces lift that. That will lower the prices for our cannabis even lower than
these are monthly numbers. They're monthly numbers. You see there on the screen.
Yeah, and you see it all coming to Canada, but nothing's coming in.
Yeah, correct. It's Canadian exports.
So that's probably become one of our largest exports besides oil. Where is it on the list?
Oh, on the GDP end of things. Oh yeah. We did a report on this recently, and I was blown away by where
cannabis is probably one of our largest exports. It's probably that's probably why we're the third best GDP in the G7, and you can guarantee it's because of the cannabis export.
I'm just doing
do they have it under cannabis directly, or do they have it under?
There we go. I got it right here. I'm bringing it up.
Is it an agriculture export? Like how do they?
What do you mean 404 page? Come on. I'm looking at it. It says right there. Okay. A different report, which comes from a different source. They say
Stats Canada.
40 has contributed 43.5 billion. That's a B. To Canada's gross domestic product, so GDP.
Is that per year?
13.3 of that billion to Ontario.
Yeah, I know. 75% of it goes to the provinces.
No, this is just they're talking about
their own provincial sales
the GDP. For the province of Ontario.
Right?
So
here's the thing: the GST is collected by the federal government. Then they kick back.
That has nothing to do with the money that's distributed.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Really?
No, this is just what it's. That's just what it's contributed to Canada overall. That's not money that's distributed to provinces. That would be for manufacturing. That would be for buying this and buying that.
Let's not build houses. Let's not feed the hungry. Let's put in an electric train.
Let's see what else it says here. They say the report says for every dollar in revenue, the industry adds $1.09 to Canada's GDP and $1.02 to Ontario's. It's like Ontario is not much smaller than the rest of the country.
The highest populations in between Ottawa and Hull, like, you know what I mean, like right along that Quebec border, and that's because that's where Canada started. Like,
it gets into how much money was collected, but it doesn't break it down.
And that's my biggest, and you know this, right? Besides,
but it just shows that how important it has been to our GDP.
But where's the fucking money?
Well, that's a whole different story. We talk about that every week.
I was going to say that.
You're going to have to go to your MP and ask them, where's the money?
What, in February when he was supposed to get a hold of me?
What about a freedom of information request?
Hey, there's an idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's probably the
get one now before they fucking shut that down.
Now,
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the cannabis is got such a vast ability to
Yeah.
bring things together, and look at what it's done for our economy, but nobody's talking about it. You
The
don't see a victory lap about, hey, we legalized cannabis in 2016, and we're in the trillions of dollars it's helped raise our GDP. You don't hear them saying a fucking word about that.
no. All you hear is the negative.
Like, that just like, okay, that just really frosted me.
Uh,
That's gonna put me on a TikTok rant later.
okay, well here we'll give you some good news then. Switzerland is talking about legalizing cannabis.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I just wish that everybody worldwide would,
But
because
they
like I
say they're
said,
doing it.
the GDP.
It says here that they're doing it in a unique manner. Sorry. It says it would permit a small number of state-run dispensaries and one central online retailer. So and all sales revenue will go towards public health programs and harm reduction. Hey, didn't hear anything about law enforcement in there, did we?
No,
No. So those are good things. They say the non-profit model is somewhat unique in cannabis.
I know a lot of them are trying to go at the same model that we did, and I know our model is based on kind of like Denver's model, right? Like that's
Yeah,
where they
yeah,
spent some time in the States. It was in Denver. I don't like the medicinal end of it not being recognized. I think that's my
yeah,
biggest complaint about all of it. And the fact that these doctors now can just blow it off and say, well, you can just go to the store.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Sure, we can just go to the store, and I know we want a dignified access. And yes, we've got that. We do have access, but not everybody.
No,
Because
not everybody.
you can't go to
Exactly. Not
the store,
everybody does. Look at
right?
Quebec. They
Okay,
still
mail
can't
order
grow
and
there.
all this stuff, great, fine, and dandy. So, yes.
Yeah.
So, to a point, we did get the access that we asked for. But at the end of the day, the medical patients do not have the medicine that they require.
That's right. Yeah. Want
Period.
those higher dosed edibles.
And they don't want to talk about it. They say, oh, well,
No.
it was rolled into the Cannabis Act, and it was rolled into
Yeah.
the cannabis. I heard that for 3 years straight right after they legalized it, because we were still going at them about the medical thing. Well, there isn't even a medical marijuana. It's all rolled into the Cannabis Act. And it's like, but you
Now,
didn't.
back to Switzerland. They say that packaging must be neutral and no advertising. They have potency taxes. So you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Things with higher potency is going to cost more taxes.
Yep.
Home cultivation, you can grow at home. 3 plants is what you're allowed. And there's no right now possession and purchase limits are yet to be determined. And obviously, the minor end of things, right? But hey, it's coming along. Let's see. Oh, there are, of course, the Conservative Party that they have there, which is called the Swiss People's Party. They've already voiced opposition against it. They say it's a dangerous drug.
Oh my God, shut up. They're lucky
Yeah.
that I smoked this, because if I didn't, I'd probably be in jail for something that was violent.
But overall, that was conservative. But it's before their
You know what you gotta
government
do
is
as a
coming along.
conservative?
It's coming
You gotta
along.
sit them down with a pencil and a paper and show them the money. Because as long as it's gonna balance their budget, they might think of it.
Yeah, I know, eh? Yeah. Let's see.
Just unfucking believable. Like, every time I hear that they're gonna legalize in some country, it's a dangerous drug. It's not even a drug. It's a goddamn herb.
Herb. Now, how is Switzerland's model different from EU countries? And this comes from a different source. But they say that let's see. Key points of the proposal for Switzerland is number 1. It says right here, cannabis will remain classified as a narcotic. I think that goes. I look at the screen, your eyes just lit right up.
Why can't they just like?
The 3 plants, private residences.
I think we should
Eventually, sales will be subject to a state monopoly. Sales must not be for profit. Any profits are allocated to prevention, harm reduction, and addiction support. Like, where do we hear that? We don't hear that.
Like I said, you know what we need to do with these people?
That's
You
a
need to
good
sit them
thing.
down and force feed them some weed so they can actually feel the effect of it, so that they realize that
Yeah.
it doesn't do what they absolutely
Um,
perception, right? They probably sat these wackos down and they watched Reefer Madness or some who knows what.
well, this is a good thing. They're going to put the money towards harm reduction. They're going to put it towards
What kind of harm
prevention.
reduction? Cannabis doesn't have much harm reduction.
Well, no, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as not towards the cannabis. I'm looking for like the CSP type
That's
stuff.
what they do here, though. It's like for
Yeah,
cannabis.
now I see where you're coming. I know I'm now I see where you're coming from as far as
Cannabis
harm
hitosis, or
reduction on
how
the
they call it.
cannabis end
There's
of
so many.
things.
There's so many more cases coming into the ER because people are stupid.
Okay,
And even like running their pets to the vet. Like, come on, like let the goddamn thing sleep. It'll be fine.
yeah. It's the wrong. I was looking at it the wrong way, obviously. Let's see.
Like I said, harm reduction is great if they were going to use it for harm reduction for actual like drugs.
That's where I was looking at it.
They don't. They don't. Hello. Yeah, they don't. They don't mean that. They mean harm reduction for cannabis. They're going to start putting up propaganda.
Zero tolerance when it comes to driving. Yeah, you'll be considered unfit to drive. Okay.
You can go guzzle a whole whack of beer.
In Malta, adults can cultivate up to 4 plants in a private residence.
That'll make Tracy happy.
Yeah, this is a comparison to Switzerland. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Malta's starting to sound really good.
Luxembourg, you can possess 3 grams. Malta, you can possess 7 grams when you're away from your home, but you can possess up to 50 grams in your home.
In Malta.
In Malta, okay. But as I said, did not say that you can grow 4 plants.
Mm-hmm.
How do you grow 50 grams with 4 plants? How do you grow 50 grams with one?
Well,
I have grown less than 50 grams from the cannabis plant, but I'll tell you, that was a long time ago.
Like, I mean, you just got to keep it in a 5-gallon bucket.
Cheers, Game Pro. We're doing well. We're getting along. We're patient.
Thank you for sharing and liking, and tapping is clapping.
So, yeah. Let's see. So 50 grams and 4 plants. That's like that 100 millimeter height limit when legalization was first introduced here in Canada, right?
Well, you have to wonder too, like how much enforcement are they going to be doing? Like, are they going to have like pot cops? You know what I mean? Like
in Germany,
like they're going to run around making a pot leaf on their shirt and fucking not growing like and have it like in their pants. Like, are they going to be able to, with all the money they make? They probably, I shouldn't say that out loud because fuck, somebody will come up with that now.
Yeah, Germany, you're allowed 3 plants to grow at home. You can possess up to 25 grams away from your residence and 50 grams in your residence. And they have cultivation associations.
Well, that's great, but I mean, none of those numbers make any sense. Like,
no, 50 grams for 3 or 4 plants. Like, come on.
Well, that's the thing. But like, we go back to the old conversation that medical 1 plant or 1 gram 5 plants. So you're not even giving these people enough to grow 1 gram.
I know. That's
50. That's what. Like, none of this like I said, their numbers do not make any sense. They never have. No. Like, even when it comes to the Canadian recreation, Like when you look at the fact that. Anyway,
Well, I was
we said
in a store, and I come across a skid with a box with cases of beer, and I thought, why can't we do that with cannabis? All you're seeing is a box.
I don't know.
Like,
I've never understood the difference
it doesn't
between.
make sense.
Yeah, what they did is just made it overly complicated and overly regulated. And I
Yeah.
get that because it's a new program and blah blah blah. But again, we're what 6-7 years in now,
Yeah.
and you
Like,
haven't. The sky hasn't fallen. Nobody's
yeah.
went
6
off and
years.
did a mass shooting after smoking a doobie. Like
The
and what
and
was
like
that?
alcohol is just new here in our province, in far as in stores.
We
When
don't
it comes to like grocery stores, convenience stores, gas stations, so on and so forth. So yeah, I was walking through a store there and saw a bunch of cases of beer, and I thought, well, why can't that be done with cannabis?
You don't
Like,
know. I don't know. I've never understood it. Like I said, why they had to
yeah,
make it so damn complicated? Oh, we can't have them in the same store. Why? Oh, you can't use them together. Why? People do all the time. And if it's
I
it's
used
their
to.
choice, right? Like
I would, there was times I turned green.
yeah, no, I mean I used to too. It never bothered me. I could do both, right? It
Yeah,
wasn't unless I would have been drinking and then hadn't smoked till the end of the night, I do the spins and I couldn't, right?
right.
But
Yeah,
again, I don't drink.
I had mixed results
Yeah,
consuming
me too,
alcohol.
depending. Yeah, I was and a lot of times I didn't mix them because I couldn't. I just didn't. But I don't
Yeah,
drink.
yeah.
I don't drink,
I
right?
wasn't a big drinker. I could have a 6-pack in my fridge for a month and still be full.
I still got a full bottle of something in the living room that we haven't even cracked. Remember my wine making days back 10 years ago? I still got 2 bottles of that fucking vinegar, whatever the hell it is, sitting in the living room too. Like I got a big bottle of wine for Christmas. I didn't even put it in the fridge. It's in the cupboard. Like my birthday,
Right,
I bought myself a bottle of vodka and I bought myself
mm,
a bottle of Kahlua. I had 3 drinks.
right, right.
Like I'm
Yeah.
not a drinker. Like
Oh,
what?
I didn't get to talk to you before the show about this, but I originally did have a guest for tonight,
Oh,
but they contacted me this morning. They had to cancel. Things had to change. So, but they want to reschedule. So I said, great.
awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah. It was something that they had to do. They, couldn't get out of it. So
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Everybody has that's the thing, we get sick, we have lives,
Mhm.
like we're patients too. Like there's,
Yeah,
and there's me who's a moron, just sleeps through alarms. So
yeah,
change the time of my show again. And here I am, on Monday when it's a holiday, no show, right?
yeah. Well, hey,
Ready to go
they
though,
they they are probably sitting in traffic right now. So
right? Actually, I've got a guest.
we're in a much comfortable position.
Right. I mean, I do have a preliminary guest, booked, but we can't have her on until she gets the go ahead, right? Like she's
Right.
waiting for a study to
Right.
come in and the go ahead
Yeah.
to go. But
Yeah.
she has promised me and our network that we would be exclusively before she went to mainstream because this is going to be a
Oh,
mainstream
cool.
type
Cool.
of thing. I will tell you about it
Yeah.
after the show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I get to Cannabis and Coffee with Marijuana gets the first bids on that interview.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Nice.
was pretty happy
Nice.
about that. But it's pretty exciting. But I'll tell you about it after the show. It's exciting.
All
But
right.
yeah, like guests are great, and it's hard because that's why I was so disappointed that they postponed Canna Expo because I was so looking forward to meeting some new people and kind of networking and maybe getting some potential guests.
Well, yeah, and it would have been the first time for 3 of you to participate in doing this. And it would have been, I think it would have been a good
I'll do it.
experience. Would have got that bug that I caught many years ago, and like going to these events and talking to
I've
people.
got it. I just don't have the pocketbook for it. And if I lived in Ontario where there's actually
Well,
stuff
yeah,
like
you don't have the events like that we do
no,
here.
and that's what I was saying to today.
Yeah,
It's like I'm kind of stagnated here, kind of like I was in Lethbridge too. Like
right.
there wasn't a lot that I would like, so But if I lived in Toronto or if I lived in Vancouver, even Vancouver doesn't have the stuff that Toronto has going on. Or maybe I'm just not in the right crowd because like they do, but they're talking Mexico for 420, and I'm like, okay.
It's yeah, things it's different. Post COVID is different than pre COVID.
Well, it's not that too. There's a lot of
And I'm not blaming it on COVID. It's just the way I'm looking at it as a time frame. Like
COVID
over
too.
that 3 or 4 year period. It just and I myself, I'm sort of like you. I'm not near the city where all that's going on, right?
No. And like I said, the dynamics with cannabis culture and stuff kind of put a clink into a lot of things in the Coast.
Yeah, there's the rallies and all that were going on have really.
Well, when Mark went to jail, like let's be fair. When Mark went to jail for those 5 years, things kind of, and then when he got out of jail, other nastier things were found out. So then everything just kind of went, and that whole community kind of just broke apart, and that kind of broke that whole end of things up out there.
All right, time for us to head for a break, pay some bills, all that type of stuff. All right. You're watching the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and 420pace.ca.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Canitex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Hey, welcome back to the program. We've got, one more segment to go, 30 more minutes. I got some more legalization news for you as well, Tamara. Another country.
Cool.
Here we go. This country this time is France.
Oh, we.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. That's terrific. You know, again, I think Canada has been a great ambassador to, like, you know, quite frankly, with showing the ability to a G7 country to be able to legalize cannabis and not have a negative outcome. And it's showing, like you said, how many trillions of dollars added to the GDP.
Yeah.
When other countries see that, like, oh, why they got that add to? You can guarantee they look, right? Oh, what's this? Right?
Yeah, they're talking 80,000 new jobs, 2.4 billion euros in taxes.
I would think that in our industry too, that they generated probably not 80,000 jobs, but they did generate.
Oh, they did more than that. Yeah, here in Canada. Yeah, those numbers were in the. I had them earlier there, but I didn't talk about them.
And that was the thing, and that's how. And all those statistics were instrumental into being able to bring forward cannabis legalization in Canada, showing them those exact points.
Yeah. Oh, hi Scott. How you doing, buddy? We'll see you in the coming days.
He's scared.
I'm heading over to his place. He lives near us, so.
Nice.
Yeah, stop in. I haven't seen him for a while, so.
That's awesome.
Stop in. He's been doing really well. So, as far as, you know, business wise and stuff like that. So, but no, France. Yeah. So I thought that was good to see, and yet again, it's another European country. You know, expanding that in the EU, and hopefully.
Spain, I was seeing actually yesterday on the news, is like, out of all the EU countries, Spain is actually their economy is doing the best.
Yeah, because they've made some changes.
And they also legalized cannabis too, like in that aspect too. Right?
Something I haven't read all this story, but the headline looks scary. Argentina to revoke all medical cannabis production permits.
Argentina's revoking everything.
I just went, what? I went, what do you mean you're gonna revoke these? Like,
Ecuador
why?
has, like, is it Ecuador? Ecuador literally has like military, like, parked outside people's stores.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is not fun.
I just saying it doesn't really say why.
Because of the gang violence, and that's
they're shutting all that down. Well, they want to start from scratch, so it does say start from scratch. But I just, you know, why are you starting from scratch?
Argentina just got a new government.
Huh?
Argentina just voted in a new government. There's a lot of changes going on in the world because of new governments.
Yeah.
Weeding out corruption and, you know, just Now I'm super.
What was that?
My grape that I can't get open, and now it's rolling around on the floor. But you know how they have these child-proof. Right? And I have like
I should really laugh because, you know, you do have arthritis and.
Well, my hand's already swollen today already.
Yeah.
So here I am fighting with this.
But yeah. Oh, I know.
And then I threw it over my shoulder because I was frustrated and I didn't.
You're a perfect example. We've talked about this in the past. Is that, you know, the packaging is hard for people, and now we're sitting here
But
watching
they don't care
somebody
because
with
it's for
arthritis.
recreational use only, right?
Yeah,
They don't care that arthritis.
I had a
And I can't
package.
get this open. Like I'm gonna flip, but I can't get it open. I cannot
Yeah,
get it.
I had a package that I had to open this week, and it said fold on the corner and tear on the line,
No cripes! I grabbed
or
scissors.
use scissors.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
If this is a plastic
and
tube.
it actually said
I
or
use
use
scissors for
scissors.
that.
Yeah,
I
or
can't use
yeah, those doob tubes. Yeah, you're
And it's not a poppable one. It's not like one that you can pop at the top. Like I can usually get
no.
this open. It's one
Yeah,
where you
I
gotta
like
push
those poppable ones. They
it.
work like this. Yeah,
Yeah, no. This is a push down and I can't do it.
yeah, push and turn. Yeah. It's almost one of those things where because of that it comes a risk of not being used for its proper purpose because of the fact that it putting the lid back on unless there's only one joint in there. But if there's more than one joint in it, then putting the lid back on probably won't happen until you're done because of the fact that you can't open it.
Right? And like that little contraption that you were talking about for the holder, right? Today when I went to the store to
Oh
buy
yeah. Okay, yeah.
I asked them about it. I said, "Do you have this?" And they're like, "No, I've never really seen that." I says, "Really?" Yes. So they don't have them.
Yeah. So this was I've always complained about my little vape cart sitting there being in the way and being a mess.
When they lay on their
One
side.
of these days I'm gonna do something about it. So I did that, and if I go into a store, I usually just go in. I know what I want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go in, get it, and leave. Maybe socialize with the bud tender or whatever for a bit, and then leave. And I never look around. And so I mentioned about making one of these and having it here. And so I mentioned it in our group thread, and then found out that they are available in stores, but
Not my stores because I asked.
yeah.
And I actually flipped open my camera and showed her. I says, "Have you ever seen one of these?" She goes, "No." I says, "Well, could you look the next time you guys are doing an order and see if you can get some?" She's like, "Well, I guess," kind of flipping me off. I'm like, "Whatever, okay,
Yeah.
fine."
And
So, but yeah, because I have then I wouldn't have to worry about keeping these stupid tubes to put them back in because that's what I do. If I'm halfway through, or I have one that's got a little bit left in it.
Well, the thing too is that there's no name on them. I think that this is a legacy this is one of Legacy's older ones.
Yeah, I wish.
No, this has got a brand name on it.
Oh, 1964 or 60. Yeah,
and then I got a hot box one.
Yeah, I just had one of those too. That's what this one is.
There's no.
We're smoking the same brands, though.
There's no. You don't know what it is.
Oh, the Juicy J one that I have, because the Juicy J's, I don't think I've got one of those right now.
Yeah.
The Juicy J that I get, it's in a green, and then it's got the little tiny tube kind of thing on it. That's always like a watermelon. This one here is a Shred-X, and it doesn't, it just says shredded. I wouldn't, oh, this one does, it says peach fucker on it. Pucker. This one says Mother Pucker Peach.
So is that the strain of the?
Yeah, this one's a shredded, and on right on here, it says Mother Pucker.
The strain is on there as well, or the name of the product.
Yep, right here on this one.
What's it called?
This one's called Mother Pucker Peach.
Okay, good. Well, this is the first one I've seen with the name on it.
Yeah, this is it's called Shred, but I don't recommend them because they leak.
Oh, I hate that.
Right, and this is the first one of them I ever bought. The Box Hot, I don't see anywhere where it says the strain.
Here it is. I bring it out every time.
Oh yeah, you're broken.
It leaked.
But I've got this battery here that I can't stand up. Right, it's got. So it would be great to have one of those holders because then, you know what I mean? It does, but it's got a rounded. So
the white tray that I made here, it doesn't have a battery holder, and batteries can be different sizes too.
I've got these ones.
So,
Right? These ones here are the best ones. I love
this is
these.
just the prototype. I'm gonna get the proper. Oh yeah. Oh well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
And then I've got I don't know. There's other ones here, but I always have like. I'm a weirdo.
No, I'm going to.
See, like, look at this thing. It's just like gooing, but it didn't. It didn't leave. It didn't wreck the battery, but it's leaking.
Yeah, I've had that where they leaked and didn't ruin the battery, and.
But I mean, it's the first. To be fair, this is the first one I've ever had that's done this.
That's leaked.
Yeah.
No, I've had 2 or 3 that have leaked.
And I usually go, like I said, I usually stay with the Juicy J, or this is a general admission. This one here, or the Box Hot. I like those ones. And I stay away from the iced ones. I don't like the iced whatever. They've got these new ones out there that got iced flavors. I don't want that. And I don't go with the CBD distillates. And I don't like them.
Right. I just walk in and say, I'm looking for some live resin. What do you got in the cartridge?
Yeah,
and they'll just bring it out, and I'll say, okay, whatever I like.
See, I got this one. This actually is pretty good. It tastes like peach. It's really, it's very tasty. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you read the packaging?
Yeah.
Okay. For example, I like this one because it just says ingredients, cannabis extract. Plain and simple, really good. It doesn't say.
This one says botanical terpenes.
Yeah, okay. Cannabis has botanical terpenes, and
so cannabis distillate botanical terpenes. That's what
you can get those botanical terpenes, the same terpenes off of other plants, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's still it's still a botanical terpene. It doesn't say flavor agents.
Nope.
Okay, which I have seen on a package and been very disturbed by that.
Yeah, and this one is like,
that's what got me reading them when I.
Yeah, no, this one says contains the equivalent of 3.8 grams of dried cannabis.
Yeah, mine's 4.
But yeah, no, this is the ingredients. It's got a lot number, and then it says cannabis extract, and then it says ingredients: cannabis distillate and botanical terpenes, and that's it.
What would be
ingredients?
What would natural flavors be?
That's hard to say because you can't get.
No, that's why I'm asking. Natural flavors. Why wouldn't they say botanical terpenes if they're botanical terpenes? Because botanical terpenes are natural flavors.
They are. It's just wording, I guess, depending on how fancy you want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna freak out.
Get it?
Well, I want to get this thing open because I wanted to open it and take it, and I can't get it open. I'm gonna freak out.
Oh, well, that does say always store upright. I think that's the first time I've read that on a package.
Yeah, because that's why they leak. If you lay them on your side, mine are always laying on their side. Why put them back in the container and why I keep the stupid tubes is because if they are half full, I put them back in the container and stand them up, right? So they're upright. Even when I carry them in my purse, I put them in a pocket in my side purse where they're always standing up.
I've had them clog even sitting up. So
me too. It's not for clogging. I don't want them leaking all over the bottom of my purse.
Yeah. I've actually had one that leaked out the top.
Yeah, and it leaked all over the inside of my bag and shit. And you can't get that. It's sticky and it's not. You have to use ISO, and it's a fucking mess.
And it's a waste. It's
got
medicine. It's medicine going to waste, right? Still can't open it, eh?
No, I can't. My hands are too sore today. I can't even.
Do you have somewhere where you could push it up against the wall and turn it?
No, I'm gonna have a kid come and do it for me.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of if there's like a bottle. You know how you used to get bottle openers you could put on the wall. If there's something that you could put a cap into,
bottle, you know, but it's like a pill bottle, right? So
yeah.
I can't. And
it's there to protect the children, but it makes the victims out of people who are.
I'm gonna hand it to a child to open it, and that tells you what
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
Yes.
that's probably shouldn't be said on there. But again, I can't open it, and if I can't open this as on a good, and this is not a great day, but even on a good day, I've never had as much trouble with this as any other as this one. So this packaging general admission is a fat fail.
Yeah, when it comes to patience, especially.
Now I'm just frustrated. I don't even want to smoke it. Now I just want to take it back. Kind of like the game cartridges that I just spent $90.
Back. Why? What's wrong with it? I don't know. I can't open it up.
I can't open it.
You can't
Right?
open it.
It's like I said, same with these stupid ink cartridges. You're online.
Secure.
I'm just so mad.
It prevents adults from opening it.
It might make me want to kill somebody though, and that's not probably good for the bud tender.
No, it's not.
No, but I mean, again, like, how can you it's not their fault. It's not the bud tender's fault. It's not. It's the government's fault. Everything is,
No. Okay. Next week. So next week we do have a guest. Pre-arranged guest. As long as nothing goes sideways or anything like that.
I need help. Can you please open this for me before I kill somebody?
There you go. Get some help.
Don't come too close because I'm on the air. Go that way. Thank you. But yeah, because that's great. I'm really glad to hear that because.
Okay, now our guest is the founder of next week's guest. Okay. Founder of the Global Cannabinoid Research Center in 2018.
Cool.
Yeah. In the past 2 decades, he's kicked cancer to the curb 4 times, and he's fighting number 5 right now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you.
He's also beat a 24-year opioid addiction.
That's what we do the cannabis substitution program for.
Correct. I believe that this is going to be a very enjoyable conversation, very educational.
Oh, what in the hell is that? Look at that.
Oh, you got in. All
yes,
right.
Look at this. It came with a tube, with a glass tube to set your cartridge in.
Oh,
that is a first. I've never seen that. That's a new add to these cartridges.
So will it still fall over, or at least you can stand it up?
Yeah, like it's done.
Yeah,
like
because without that plastic sleeve, you wouldn't be able to stand it up.
That's fucking great.
Nice.
That's new. I've never seen that before. That is super cool.
So yeah, that's a guest. That's what he's got behind him. Yeah, his name is Mike Robinson.
Where do I know that name?
Yeah, the cannabis researcher OG.
Where's he from?
Doesn't say. I didn't ask him.
Cool. That is very cool.
I didn't worry about that part. But yes, yeah, cancer survivor, opioid addiction survivor, and founder of the Global Cannabinoid Research Center.
Very cool.
Very cool.
That's very cool. Well, I look forward to meeting him, and I look forward to interviewing him. And
yes, yeah. I have a bunch of information. I will be forwarding that on to you.
Nice.
All right.
Appreciate that. So, have you ever? Just a quick question, before we have to go. You've made many appointments at your MP's office to sit down and have, a conversation with your MP. Have you ever been asked to send free questions?
Was I ever what?
Asked to send the questions you wanted to ask before your meeting.
Is that so that they can determine whether that they want to meet with you, or so they have answers for you for when you arrive?
I don't know. But have you ever been asked for a list of questions before you went?
No.
Why not? They want a whole list of questions.
Yeah, I actually even worked in an office.
What in the actual fuck just happened
there?
I don't know what the hell happened there, but in my hand, I just Anyways,
Did
go
the
ahead.
cartridge just fall apart in your hand?
I was trying to get it off the battery and it just twisted like apart, and I've got like, yeah.
Oh no! Oh, you just spent all the time trying to. The fuck?
Not the new one. That's not the new one. This is an old one. I was trying to get it off the battery.
Oh,
And
okay, all right.
it just like, but I mean, like it just like,
Still.
seriously, like just like
What the?
I can't.
I
don't know.
The cartridge
It
came
just
apart
started like it's
in pieces. It's got two pieces.
like
You
it's
got the
flat,
outer shell and the components are still attached to it.
and it still works.
It's-
But it's like here.
Yeah.
Put that back on.
Must be almost empty.
It is. That's why I'm trying to get it off.
Yeah, yeah. So if it's sticking like that, does that mean it's leaked?
No, it's just because maybe, but that's a bug.
Like,
Oh,
can't you just twist it off?
I can because now the stupid. Boy, I'm having some luck with these fucking things today. Maybe somebody's telling me you shouldn't play with.
I'm glad it
don't play with
wasn't.
matches.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't your new one.
Jesus, what in the hell am I gonna do? No,
You may have to get a pair of pliers.
no,
or
I'm
something.
just gonna put it down for now because somebody's telling me walk away from the gate. Jesus
Oh.
Christ! Like I can't even. So beware. It's a box hot too. That's a box hot.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought when because of that the red stripe and I could see some writing. It looks familiar.
I can't believe that. I'm gonna take that in to the store. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm gonna actually take pictures of it and I'm gonna send it right to their fucking website. I'm gonna say, look at this. Yeah, because the stores can't do anything about it,
No.
but the manufacturer should be.
Ryan, and they would probably tell you to deal with manufacturers. So, yeah, no problem with mine. Just so you know.
Well, I'm taking another one off this battery right now because now I'm
It's not empty yet.
okay.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's close. All right.
Okay, this one's off and it didn't fall apart in pieces. Wow, that's crazy. That one's not empty either. But again, like it's just like I can't believe we did that. Oh, but the fat guys won't fit in the tube.
Oh, yeah, because
Like,
it's
the
probably
fat guy will not fit in the tube.
it's probably a 2-grammer. The hot box, is it a 2-grammer?
They're 1.9, I think.
Yeah, it's 2 grams.
Yeah, but that's not gonna go in the tube.
Yeah.
God, see, that's why I need one of them little pokey. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, I'm gonna make some improvements on mine, and
Well, you let me know when you got everything done and whatever, and I will buy one from you because I'm waiting
right.
for this guy out here to buy me to
I'll send it to you in the mail.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll pay the shipping. I don't care. I'm good with that. Like I said,
Yeah,
waiting for the store to do it might be. I could be. Who knows?
yeah. Come on, I got some ideas that I think I'm gonna play around with
I think you
this thing.
should. Because I mean, I know the silicone ones are the reason and the reasoning of the silicone because then it doesn't stick, right? It doesn't go,
Right.
and that's like that would be with the wood,
If
right?
they
But
didn't leak, you wouldn't have to worry about it, would you?
right. Somehow we have to figure out how to make something so they don't leak. How do you do? Like, and that's a tough one.
Oh yeah, that's the cartridge. Well,
And you know what they need?
what you do there is that
You need a piece of rubber. You need like a washer.
they actually give you a rubber end.
Well, I know they do. I get that too. But here's the thing: they need to figure out how to make a washer to go in here, like a washer, like a,
Well, yeah,
in
yeah.
between here and the end, and then that would make it so it shouldn't leak. But a washer.
Oh
like,
well, I don't. I find it leaks out of the
yeah, the end.
that center dot.
Right. But if there was a washer in there, maybe it wouldn't.
Oh
I don't know.
well, it'd have to be really. Yeah, but then you'd have to make sure it didn't melt because it's hot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, true that. A silicone washer.
Yeah.
Maybe they should make these silicone. I don't know.
I don't know. But from my understanding, they are aware of it. According to my
I'm
local
sure they
store.
really are. They've probably been complained at fucking 110 times. Because I'm
Oh,
not
I've
one.
asked at a few places. So
Yeah, I'm not
all
one to
right.
say I don't ever like say anything. I just throw it in the garbage and don't worry about it. But today I might because they
No,
I'm still pissed off.
I
With
have
them.
asked. I've asked for about them, and they'll say, "Well, this brand here or this company here, I've heard good things about them. I've never heard about them leaking." But
I've
those
never,
are
like I said, I usually buy the box hot because they're bigger and it's usually fairly decent.
yeah.
Yeah, product.
Yeah, this one that I bought, the 1964.
That's a good one too. I buy that.
It actually was a recommendation to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I use that. I buy their. They also have infused cannabis joints.
Oh
I buy
yeah.
them as well too. Same with the general admission. General admission is another one that I know I've seen you smoking there. I think before.
It's 73% THC and 1.7 on the CBD end of things.
On the 1964. Yeah.
Yeah, this is called comatose.
Yep, I've smoked lots of that. That's one of my favorite ones.
Is it?
That one, oh yeah, one of my favorites. I love that one. Like I said, same with this is Tiger Blood from General Admission. It's another one of my
Well,
favorites.
and the nice thing too, in a way, is you can just switch it up. You want a different flavor or a different effect, you can just switch them up like doobies. But some people have concerns about vaping this.
You know what? That's okay for them. I've been vaping. I quit smoking cigarettes and vaping nicotine too, and I wouldn't have it any other way anymore. And
I've always, we've always vaped whole plant, in the volcanoes and stuff. So
I don't think it's any different than that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's an extract. It doesn't say, it's all it has is the extract. It doesn't say the method of removal, though. It's probably CO2.
Well, I don't know if they're allowed to because of the restrictions, right?
Yeah. It just says no added distillate, no added terpenes, 100% resin. So there you go. It's all trichones.
Well, it's not. We know as patients how uncomplicated it can be just to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not rocket science. For some people it is, and some people it's not. I guess it's easier for some than others, but
terpene level is 10%, a little more than 10%. So good stuff. All right.
Okay. Maybe I'll get a chance to try this now. That battery's dead.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. So you switched up batteries?
Got it. Yep. We're good to go.
I can see
All
the
right.
pop. How is it?
It's tasty. Great. I love it. Like it's always tasty. Like I said, it's Tiger Blood from General Admission. And I've never been no complaints about that one at all.
I've seen that in joints. I've seen it in joints.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they have joints, and then they have the Tiger Blood. They also have a huckleberry that's really nice too. Both in the vape and in joints. Yeah.
Good. All right. Anything else before I sign us off here?
Just I'll be on. I've changed the time for Cannabis and Coffee with Marijuana. So I'll be on at noon Mountain Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. Still doing the cannabis substitution program. You can always reach out to me for any information, verification, and if you'd like to send funds or anything, just reach out. And again, thanks to our sponsors for keeping us on the air, and thanks to Al for producing all our great shows.
Just a reminder, next week, guest Mike Robinson, cannabis cancer survivor, as well as an educator big time. And I'll send you that information. So
awesome.
You have it. All right. Other than that, thanks to our sponsors, Legacy420.com, Limestone City Hydroponics.ca, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, as well as At-Eze.ca. And thanks for everybody for tuning the program. We really appreciate it. And if you're watching us on YouTube,
Don't
yeah,
forget to
subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification button and all that
and
stuff.
share. Because sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. That's right. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Let's share PACE everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.